Today's March 27th, 2019, and this is episode 85 of PlaneSavers. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Yellowknife. This is like my fifth take of the intro. I'm not off on a good start today. But it is minus 8 degrees Celsius, which is about 19 degrees Fahrenheit. Today's episode is going to be a mishmash episode. We have a lot of content coming from all over the world, and I wanted to dedicate this episode to show you guys, because it's not a very good day. In fact, I would say it would be a dreary day, and it's a very British thing to say, and there's a reason why. That's going to be a segue coming up soon. But so Yellowknife's doing pretty good. We've got C46, was that TPO? AVO underneath the wing, unloading. Of course, we got JKM, King Airs. Just a normal day at Buffalo. But while it's normal here, let's do some extraordinary things and start traveling around the world, because I'm excited. And again, one of my most favorite things about PlaneSavers is just the amount of content that people are creating all over the world. So I remember that that failed segue where I tried to say the weather is jury. Anyway, so this, like I said earlier, this is like take 5, so I'm not going to do another one. So this is it. So I'm going to throw you off to a buddy of mine sitting in England. But before I do that, I might have a special guest coming in today. Which means if you're watching this and I'm saying this on video, it means he showed up. If it didn't, I would edit this out. But we might be seeing a special guest today. But before that, I'm super excited. This is a really well-made piece of content coming your way right now. Let's go see Ollie in England. Ollie's got a very special aircraft he wants to show us. And when he gets back, I'll tell you where we're going next. So enjoy.
Hello and welcome to a Bristolian episode of PlaneSavers.
Hello and welcome to a very windy Filton Airfield here today at the Aerospace Bristol Museum. Why are we here? Well, I thought I'd give you a look at a very special Concorde called Alpha Foxtrot.
We all know the story of Concord. Conceived in 1965 as a joint venture between the British and French governments, the delta-winged aircraft were climbed to an altitude of 60,000 feet and supercruise at Mach 2. Allowing the very wealthiest of society to travel between London and New York in a mere 3 hours. It was built here in Filton, Bristol, at the very airfield I stand on today, and was powered by 4 Bristol Olympus turbojet engines originally used in the Alpha Vulcan bomber. Alpha Foxtrot was the last Concorde to roll off the production line on the 20th of April 1979, and as the newest Concorde, she was the fastest, lightest and most fuel efficient of her family. For 18,000 flight hours over 24 years, she travelled the world as the future of aviation, albeit with one minor rudder failure at Mach 1.7 along the way due to some moisture seepage in the rivets. But in 2003, due to high fuel prices and the high-profile crash of Air France's Sierra Charlie, the Concorde met its end. Chosen to fly the very last Concorde flight, Alpha Foxtrot flew on the final ceremonial tour of its hometown in Bristol, before resting at its birthplace, Filton Airfield. As a small child, I remember being taken out of school to see this last flight, a memory that would live with me forever. Around the world, Concordes were proudly displayed as centerpieces for aviation's biggest museums, carefully preserved and cherished. But while Alpha Foxtrot was occasionally open for tours, she was left outside, unmaintained, and fell into disrepair. As money dried up, she was closed to visitors in 2010, and Bristol's proudest achievement was left out of sight to succumb to the elements, seemingly abandoned. In 2016, however, a group by the name of the Bristol Aero Collection secured funding from the National Lottery and BAE to finally build a home for Alpha Foxtrot. While Filton Airfield had been closed to make way for housing developments, the museum would celebrate the history of Bristol aviation and house Alpha Foxtrot as its centrepiece. In 2017, Bristol Aerospace opened its doors to the public with efforts underway to preserve the aircraft and reactivate the sloping nose. Alpha Foxtrot could finally be considered saved. I do hope anyone in the area considers visiting Aerospace Bristol just to appreciate the amazing job they've done bringing this slice of local aviation history back from the brink.
Well, there we are. I hope you like that look at Alpha Foxtrot. Let me know if there's any more things around Bristol you want to see. There's a Vulcan nearby in Coventry. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed everything. Good luck with DTD, Mikey, and see you all next time.
Cool, Ollie, man, that was a great video. Thank you for showing us the Concord. Hopefully you can do the Vulcan, but you said Coventry, so maybe you can go see our buddies at Night Fright and get an inside peek at Night Fright. But now my special guest arrived. I'm super stoked. Jordin Tootoo, NHL superstar Jordin Tootoo is here, longtime friend of mine, and yeah, let's talk to him right now. Okay, folks, here we are. Jordin Tootoo, NHL superstar, freshly retired. But if you've been following him on Instagram, which I have, I feel absolutely guilty because every single day you're in the gym just doing the craziest stuff. So what's it like the first few months here of you know, retirement?
It's been great. You know, obviously get to spend more time with the family. Still feel great physically, but yeah, just good to be home with the family, and you know, I got to walk away from the game on my own terms, and you know, get to do trips like this up north and come visit a lot of the remote communities.
You know what, your whole career, you've been an inspiration to me, mostly because of the whole Northwest Territories thing. I know Nunavut became its own territory. It was April 1st, 99.
Yes.
So, but before then, we were the same, Northwest Territories. But yeah, growing up, you really showed everybody around the territories here that someone from such an isolated place here can go and, you know, be a big part of the show.
Yeah, you know, obviously it takes a lot of hard work, but every time we flew into Yellowknife for tournaments growing up as a kid, you know, I got to meet a lot of great people. You know, we flew into this airport and got to see all your planes, and so, you know, ever since I was a little kid, you know, it was a dream of mine to play in the NHL, and I got to do that when I was 20 years old, and what more could I say? I'm very blessed.
Oh, that's amazing. So, Rankin Inlet, I know a PlaneSavers episode, we brought in a dog team, I believe, on a DC-3. Growing up in Rankin, what was aviation like for you guys? Meaning, you know, that's really the way in and out for getting food and traveling.
Yeah, it was huge. You know, obviously, it was the only way in and out. So every time I got to go on a plane, it was a great experience. You know, as a little kid, you know, what didn't happen that often, but you know, I think it's the most important travel mechanism up in the far norths, and when you have planes like these that can fly anywhere, you know, people need stuff all the time. So, you know, very grateful for company like you guys to fly in harsh conditions.
Well, now going from isolated aviation to some of the probably some of the nicest aviation, what the teams you played for, what kind of charter, what was it like being on a chartered aircraft traveling around the North America?
Yeah, no, we got very spoiled, you know, flying first class private jets. But I'll tell you one thing, when I flew on Buffalo a few years back, it was the best experience I've ever had, you know, flying on a chartered private Buffalo DC-3. Yeah, I got to fly in a lot of different planes and everything, but you know, I think it brings you back down to earth when you're flying commercial. You know, you look back and you take things for granted, and you know, lucky for you guys get to fly whenever you want.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. So you got Nashville, New Jersey, Detroit, Chicago. Who had the best airplanes?
Detroit. I you know, the owner had his own private jet, so pretty amazing, you know, just to get on there every day and every other day, and it basically was ours. So I think Detroit was pretty cool.
Any funny quick story about being able to fly around with the team?
Yeah, obviously, you know, they talk a lot about making sure your seatbelts are on. You know, guys would be in the middle of the airplane on takeoff, and we'd be leaning, like, you know, as the plane was taking off. You know, you do stupid shit like that, but obviously you can't do that on commercial flights. So guys, make sure you have your seatbelts on.
Right. Well, thanks, Jordin. Thanks for coming in. If you remember, also we on one of Ice Pots episodes, we jumped in DC3 and flew to Delaney with yourself, the Ottawa Senators, and I was one of the birthplaces of hockey, which was just Delaney. The Franklin Expedition came down on the lake and stuff. So it's good. So Jordin, where are you off to now?
We are headed to Betchico today to do a community visit. Yesterday we were in Wati. Great to connect with a lot of these remote communities and tell my story and give our kids hope.
Right on. Perfect. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for dinner last night.
All right, Mikey.
So make sure to follow Jordin on Instagram and feel very bad every time he's in the gym. How high can you jump?
37 inches.
37 inches. That's crazy. Cool. See you, man.
All right, buddy.
Thank you, Jordin, man. That was a wicked interview. We got a Dash 7 enhancing the audio. Thank you, Dash 7. I'm going to hide behind this King Air. Hopefully it's a little bit better. You can hear me better. Thank you, Jordin. That was a special guest. If you were following me on Instagram, you've seen that Jordin and I went for supper last night. Me and Jordin have been buddies for a long time. I'm really proud of him for what he's doing with communities. And check out his book, All the Way, available wherever, everywhere. Now let's head over to PlaneSavers Halifax and check this out. This is absolutely amazing.
Mikey, we just wanted to congratulate you on this great adventure you're doing, and we'll be here in the pits. Scott Knox and all the team will be working on a Halifax, and it's all in tribute to our veterans and saving these warbirds. The Halifax is the most important combat bomber in all of Canadian aviation history. 70% of all combat flown by our Canadian boys out of England, 70% was flown on the Halifax, not the Lancaster. It's a really important airplane to our history, and we just wanted to tell you about all of the hard work we've been doing to build up a Halifax for the Bomber Command Museum of Canada. I'd like to just say howdy to all you guys out there, and keep rolling and keep restoring and rebuilding, and we'll be doing the same right alongside you. So thanks a lot, and we'll see you soon.
A huge thank you going out to the Halifax team. Make sure to check out their website. You know what? The weather's not the nicest here, but heck, let's stay outside the entire time. Okay, from a supersonic transport to a 4-engine bomber, let's go to a single-engine bush plane that PlaneSavers fans and Ice Pots fans may know, the Norseman. Check this out. We have 4 Norseman frames here. So as you know, Norsemans aren't built with the ribs and stringer construction like a DC3.
And this is PlaneSavers Kelowna.
Hello Mikey and PlaneSavers fans, I'm Rodney.
And I'm Dominic.
And as you could probably tell by that short clip from episode 79,
our t-shirts?
Yes, we are fans of the Norseman. And I even have a corresponding tattoo. Way back when Mikey was about 15 years old, I flew at Buffalo Airways with Joe on the DC-3, and I managed to dig up this old logbook, and we'll just highlight a few of the people that I worked with.
Like here, he flew with him on GWIR. He also flew with him on GWZS.
Yep, and Some of the people from those days, it says flight attendant here, Eli Green. I flew with Kenny Buse, Pat Moffat, John Climby, Dave McDonald, Mark Carey, and a lot of these pilots are at WestJet now. Getting back to the Norseman, here is a picture. Can you see that? That's Joe with Larry Milbury. He's the author. And that's Joe's airplane, CF-SAN, a Norseman Mark V. Beautifully restored. This picture was taken back in 1995 in Red Lake, Ontario at the festival. These books were written about the Norseman by Larry Milbury. There's 2 volumes, and they're excellent books I recommend to anyone. Also here is a postcard of the restored SAN, Joe's Norseman, that he still flies privately from Back Bay and Yellowknife in the summer. Not long ago I was talking to Joe about all his Norseman airframes and parts in Red Deer. As you saw in episode 79, there's 4 airframes in Ronnie's new hangar. There's also 2 others in a Quonset nearby for a total of 6 in Red Deer. And he asked me to put it on a blog that I write at the Norseman Festival website. So if you just type in this address and then scroll down to the blog Keep Them Flying, they'll go into more detail about the parts and stuff that's for sale in Red Deer.
And so, Mikey, I hope you have success on your project on DTD, and I hope it will be flying on June 6th, and I hope we will be there too.
Yeah, we'd like to be there. And also there's a connection with DTD in Saint-Hubert. Norsemans were built across the river in Saint Laurent at the old Cartierville airport site. So there's a lot of synchronicities here, and yeah, we hope everything goes well. And we'd really like to see a PlaneSavers episode about the Norseman SAN, which is at Buffalo. So keep up the great work, everybody.
And we love watching your episodes.
Thank you for featuring us on PlaneSavers. And you're a machine, Mikey. I don't know, you're probably at 15 hours of video now. People love the show. It's become a beacon for the living history of aviation. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Huge thank you to PlaneSavers Kelowna, Dominic and Rodney. Thank you for making that awesome video. What we got running the audio? King Air 200. King Air 200 enhancing the audio. Geez, you think I'd know that by now. Okay, so that was awesome. That was very cool. So today, it's like, we're almost at probably 18 minutes-ish right now. So I just want to give a quick update. Our eBay is up to $800 Canadian right now, which is super awesome. So thank you to, I think it was like 39 bidders, whoever, all the bidders bidding on that, very awesome. I'm probably gonna do a live stream. This ends around 5 p.m. on Sunday. So that correlates just about to our live stream time. So I might do the live stream. We can get the final bids going in. I might throw something else up too, just so to keep it a little bit more interesting. Stella got me a coffee, and yeah, so that's it for the episode, folks. That was 4 PlaneSaver episodes in one. We had episode Prime, this is ours. We had PlaneSavers Concord, we had PlaneSavers Halifax, and PlaneSavers Kelowna. Very, very cool. Thank you guys so much. Whew, let's wrap it up there, and we'll be seeing you tomorrow for another busy episode. I couldn't even get everything in I wanted in this episode. I had to cut about half of it out. You can imagine this would have been a 40-minute episode. But yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have fun, be safe. Thank you to Jordin and everybody who submitted episodes. Be safe. We'll see you soon.